Hello. I'm on my way home from work, and I just thought I'd do a couple of things on my mind, a little bit of timblab, share somebody's ghost story. They told me somebody I work with had some pretty good ones. It's a new person, and where I'm at with this channel and some plans I had. But I'll tell you what, for whatever, I work hard. I loaded, I think the biggest refrigerator they make. It looked like a restaurant-sized refrigerator, but for a home. And I had to load that thing onto the back of somebody's pickup truck today. And the two guys that bought it looked like they were in their 30s, big guys, my size. Didn't do a thing. I'm like, how am I going to do this? And it was raining out. And this other guy come to help me, another guy about my age that works with me. Thank God, we got it done. Well, I was up on the back of that pickup truck, and I jumped off the back of it, forgetting my age. Excuse me. Well, that was a quick reminder. I haven't jumped off the back of a pickup truck in a few years. I'll just say I didn't get hurt, thank God, but it didn't look very graceful. It was kind of a wake-up call. I worked hard. I'm exhausted. That's why I'm making this video, going home instead of at home. Probably just going to have a cold beer and call it a day. I don't know. But there's a new woman I work with. Two of us work in a plumbing department, and she had some ghost stories, not like mine, of course, but she's had a couple similar. She said she was staying in a old house around here that used to be a old veterans home. I guess it's a bit of a historical house, but she said she was sitting on the couch, living room, alone. And a black mass, like a cloudy, sooty black mass, just came out of the wall. And let's see if my headlights hold up. I got them fixed or not. Came out of the wall and just started moving across the ceiling towards her. And she said she was terrified. And I asked her, did it say anything? Was there any... Nope, it just was a cloudy, sooty black mass that came out of the wall and moved across the ceiling coming her way. And I said, what'd you do? She said she just closed her eyes and freaked out, and when she opened them, it was gone. So that was that. I've experienced cloudy black mass a few times. She also said she saw a boy more than once, blonde-haired, and she just see him, running down the hallway. And she said her daughter saw the same thing. And then she told me that she lived somewhere in Florida, out in the boondocks, and they thought they saw her and her husband. She was married then. They saw Bigfoot, definitely, but not like they saw, like a big giant ape-like thing running like through the swamp. I take it the swamp. They said they were on an airboat, and that thing was running really fast. Just a black figure, she said, and it was kind of nebulous. Didn't really have any clear form, but it roughly looked humanoid shape, but large. She said her and her husband saw that a number of times. They even caught it on their game cam once. And she's a devout Christian. That's what she tells me, and I have no reason to believe she's not. And this person's going through a divorce, split up, and close to my age, I'd say. It has nothing because they were farmers. And she spent most of her working life working on a farm that no longer is hers. And she's kind of stuck, living with her mother right now, I guess. That's sad. You know, Jesus did not believe in divorce, and neither do I. Divorces ruin people's lives, not to mention children and such. So that's just that at work, and something with this channel, something occurred to me, and I'm really exhausted. If I sound tired, I am tired. But something occurred to me recently that I knew about, but I never really gave it much thought in the Bible. And that's the new earth and the new heaven, which will be our home, yours and mine, fellow Christian. The new earth and the new heaven. And I never really gave it much thought for some reason, but it really occurred to me there are really a lot of implications with that new earth and new heaven. And I want to research it because it's in the Old Testament. I think Isaiah, it's in various places in the Bible, talks about the new earth and the new heaven, and that both will be burned, not destroyed by fire, but cleansed by fire and remade, and God will walk among us. And there will be no more tears or death or mourning or grieving, nothing. The old will have passed away, and that's to be our home, and God will walk among us. So it's got some implications to current life. I think it's worthy of my studying it, and I mean taking a good look at it prayerfully, and then maybe I'll share with you all what I've come up with, which a lot of you are probably aware of, but I never really gave it much thought. You know, there's in my life I've heard of it, and I'm to believe everything in the Bible is true and factual, so we should take this more serious. It's going to be our eternal home. What's to come? Not just for us here on this life, but for those in heaven now. New earth and a new heaven. Well, that's what's going on. I really don't have a lot for my channel. Retelling old stuff. Not embellishing anything, but sometimes I think about some of the things I've been through, and then I think of something I didn't realize about it, you know. Plus I've got some new viewers, but that's what's going on. I'm just glad to be out of work, quite frankly. I'll get this car home without any problems, hitting any deer. Usually encounter deer on this road. Be lucky if I don't. Gotta be like careful. Working on my music, but really just working a lot, and that really consumes me. A lot of heavy lifting, walk about 10 miles a day, plus a lot of lifting, stooping, bending, pushing, pulling, a lot of weight. The stuff in there doesn't move by itself. The washers, the dryers, the barbecue sets, all the bags of mulch and salt, all of it, pipes. Somebody's got to move it, and that somebody's me. It'll get me in shape maybe one last time in my life. At my age, I don't know. Like I said, jumping off the back of that pickup truck, that was a wake-up call for me. That was a wake-up call. I didn't fall down or anything. It was just kind of awkward. But then again, it was raining out, cold, and a mess. But it definitely wasn't as graceful as it used to be, jumping off tanks and trucks with ease. With ease. That's life. No, I meet people there, a lot of people. That's one thing. It gets me out of the house. I'm not alone. I've got a lot of people I would almost call friends, young and old, men and women. We all get along pretty good. So that's nice. And, I meet a lot of people that come in there to buy things. Now and then I meet some really nasty people. They got problems of some sort. But mostly it's good people. And so sometimes that's kind of pleasant. Sometimes it's not, quite frankly. So it gets me out of myself. A lot of people to talk to. A lot of people to listen to. Realize I'm not the only one with problems. I'm not the only lonely person. Like, feels cast out. It's not good to be divorced when you're older. Or to be alone when you're older. The prospects of meeting somebody gets slimmer and slimmer when you get to be a certain age. And then you realize that this is probably how I'm going to finish up my life. And you become okay with it. Rather alone than with a wrong person. It's just harder to meet somebody when you get older because they're set in their ways, you're set in your ways, and we've all been through things. We all have our own take on things, and some of us have been living alone for a number of years, and you get set in your ways and used to calling your own shots in life, but yet you're lonely. I'm realizing the predicament I find myself in is not uncommon, sadly. And it is not uncommon. And there are even young people, like by young I mean in their 30s, that are in the same boat already in life. And some of them, sometimes it's not because you're old. You could have other problems going on that make you isolated. There's so many things. Always deer around here. Not today. Not yet. Jen used to always say, be careful driving through here because of deer. And she wasn't kidding. Usually a lot of them. So I'm still hoping to go to France, and I'm starting to put together the funds I need to do the things I want to do. So I thank God for that. I want to go to France and stay for a while this time, and hopefully write some books. Maybe do more stuff on YouTube, whatever. Maybe do God's work, meet some people there that need to hear whatever God has me to do. I don't know. But then if I don't stay in France, I come back here. Then what? I'm toying around with the idea of living in a shack in the woods. I want to downscale. Right now I live in a house. Nothing fancy at all. I don't even use the upstairs. I figure I want to get a small shack. The shack plan. Live in a shack during the warmer months and then save up my money on my pensions and stuff and go to Europe or somewhere for the winter and come back here because I love it around here. And from May through October, it's really nice here. Very nice to live here. I can't think of anywhere I'd rather be. Right here. But the wintertime, when you're by yourself and you're older, is just a drag. and it's expensive, and it's nasty to drive in. And as alone, I'm completely alone. If I'm driving somewhere like I am right now and my car broke down in the winter, there's nobody that's going to come get me. There's nobody I can call that's going to pick me up. No taxi, no friend, no family that's going to come get me. I'm stuck. You know, that's how alone I am. Used to be, well, I always knew if something happened, I could call this person or that person. They'd come help me out. I used to be part of a circle, social circle, that no longer exists. I'm not worried about better weather. I walk home or sleep in the car or whatever I have to do. But wintertime, those options aren't there. Or I was even thinking about getting a van and live in a van. Just my van, a mattress, maybe get a little dog, my guitar. And because I'm a veteran, retired Army veteran, I get what's called a Liberty Pass. That means I get free access into all of New York State's parks. So I could go to the state parks, which are all over the place, and use their shower, bath facility, bathroom facilities. I don't know. Maybe I'll just stay put where I'm at in the house. It ain't much there, but it's comfortable, but I just want to get out. I want to get out. I need a change. Depressing for me. All the hardships and memories I have here. I'm just blabbing. Just blabbing. Well, I'm finally home pretty soon here. I don't know what to do. One day at a time. God, I just leave it in God's plans. He may have other. He may take me home tonight. Anything could happen. For now, I just keep working, keep saving my money, and hope to return to France for the winter. I just want to say that my windshield looks filthy. I can wash this windshield and it looks like that. I don't know if it's because the car is a diesel or what, but I can never get this windshield to look really clear and clean. Apologize for it. It's what it is. We'll just see what the Lord has for me in the future. We don't know, but I trust God. And here we are in the big city, Moravia. Interesting little town in ways. All right. Take care. God bless.